Hey party people, let's get this thing started. Today is super exciting in that we're working with our final pose. Poses, the last four. But they all have the same like base figure there. This one turned out to be a bit more trickier in that I actually didn't get his sketch line correctly. So I'll show you a little bit of the behind the scenes process of getting the emotions right. Right now, I want to separate out the lines for the clothes. In here, I failed to figure out which one the collar belonged to. So we're just gonna pretend I didn't make that mistake. But look, you know, art, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, right? If your manager was watching you over your shoulder, I'm pretty sure no artist would be able to keep their job. Unless if you're like the grand poobah of all art. But it's okay to make mistakes. Always keep learning, always keep trying to do better. Faster. The key thing is you have to be fast at getting better. Luckily, within about an hour, I did 4 poses, so that took 15 minutes each. All that stuff. Yeah. You know, I remember like a few years ago, when you're starting out, like, you haven't learned how to be fluid yet. You still need a lot of practice and knowing line weights and all that stuff. This part would have been the hardest thing. I wouldn't have even gotten it right. But, like, confidence shows in your lines. This is in, like, the little scratchy. You should always try to just, like, have a vision and shoot for it. That's the best way to approach this. And even if you don't get it right, you've got that vision. And if you keep working towards that vision, you'll always be okay. Once again, I had that hand correct just a second ago and then I botched it up. Anyways, lessons learned. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had it completely fine 30 seconds ago. That hand bothered me throughout the entire thing, and I didn't know why. See, another reason why you should record yourself. You can see all the things you did right, as I mentioned previously before. But anyways, doing a lot better since a few days ago I made that one video, or yesterday. You know, when you're doing design, like, you're gonna be put into a situation. Okay, here's what they don't tell you about design. When you're working with design, you will most likely be working with people who are... I don't know how to put this. Let's just say... it's hard. It's hard, and you have to like what you're doing so much more than the hard stuff. Like, okay, so let's the thing with design is you're always going to have this constraint of development versus what should be done. Or like make it look super cool. Always make it look realistic. Like, that is the number one thing. You shouldn't design something that's not feasible to begin with. It's just, can we actually like develop it with our coding platform or with the time we have? That's the other part. And you gotta set that expectation very clear. Or else... And you know, sometimes your boss may change that expectation. Sometimes your boss just ends up hating you, and you can never win. Sorry. He basically gave me a canned speech that you could tell every UX designer. Like, just, like, the stereotypes. I don't think he paid attention to anything I did. It's... Why am I even complaining about this? Alright, let's get back to Warwick. All I can say is this experience has helped me come up with a lot better storytelling for my characters. Yeah, actually, I was feeling my rage in this episode. And so, towards the end, Warwick's emotion just becomes really glaring. Like, my boss was all like, ah! Don't be afraid to draw from real life experiences. Or just, like, even have the right emotion for doing things. It's hard to draw a happy emotion when you're super mad. Yeah. You know, emotion and proportions. Well, no, emotions can feed into proportions. Maybe it's the emotional quality of an artwork, which is like the ideas behind it, does it harmonize, versus realistically, what should this person actually look like? If you had to choose, I guess that's my question. If you had to choose, would you go for realism more? Or would you go for the emotional attribution more? With the emotional attribution, it'll look a bit more abstract, right? But with realism, it'll look real. It just may not have the emotion that you're looking for. And some people can do both. But if you couldn't do both, what would you choose? I really like emotional. Anyways, just want to show you the progress, before and after. Like I said, before, after. Like I said, this is his first costume. Oh, we're ditching that one. He doesn't need to have that angry pose with the hand on his head. Yeah, there we go. Super dynamic. We got a base pose, and we'll be working on his full costume soon. Alright, that's the end of the poses. Bye-bye!